I want to show this quick video with you just to share with you some of the biggest news that came in the market, as well as to give you some ideas on how businesses are going to be changed moving forward after this pandemic. This is the first news that came on that really struck the market. Oil price less than zero. How can that actually happen? Quite simply, do not go and buy oil and put it at home, because physical oil is not zero. It's just a futures market, so you don't benefit from it. But also, very curiously, oil being so low, why are companies like Airlines not benefiting? If you see over here, another big news, Virgin Airlines actually filing for bankruptcy. Very sad. I actually follow Richard Branson a lot. I admire his charisma, his work. But nonetheless, this is a big distress. This is a very challenging period for him. I hope he pulls through. I hope he can show how to handle pandemics, because Virgin Airlines being denied a bailout from his government is a real indication. Government is really going to control the fate of airlines. This is what I can share with you. Government is really going to control the fate of airlines. Not only are they deciding who to bail out, who to not, because SI is getting a bailout from Temasek, they are going to determine how stringent quarantine periods are. If you look over here, Beijing still requires 14-day quarantine period. If you're traveling to Beijing, you have to be quarantined for 14 days. Not only that, they still advise you to stay home for 7 more days. Now, this is really going to deter a lot of people traveling abroad. That's really going to impact the global fate of airline travel, because quite simply, nobody's looking to go and travel just to go and get quarantined, because that's going to be so ineffective in terms of business work as well as going for leisure. So moving for airlines, they are in big distress. I pulled up this to start with. I'm not touching on Singapore's topics, but because there's a lot of questions that come in, is SIA a good buy as of right now? I can't give you a definitive answer for that. Although I have a previous tutorial, if you haven't seen it, go look for that. It touches on the rights issues, the bailout of SIA. But nonetheless, there's a few key indications how stressed the airline industry is, not only just Virgin Airlines distress. Look over here, Warren Buffett, he's selling out also from airlines. He's selling out Delta Airlines, he's selling out on Southwest Airlines. If someone so genius is not interested in the industry, you should really think twice how you evaluate a distressed price. Take that into consideration before you jump into an industry. If not, even better, invest broad-based, because that really saves you some certain misery, certain bad stock picks. Now, moving on to Singapore's context, we've seen over the last few days a very sharp spike in dormitory infection rate. Now, this is really pulling up Singapore's figures. We're definitely going to cross 5 figures, at least in this COVID-19 pandemic. What we see over here, as you can see, dormitories are really adding a lot of numbers to the positive cases. And what is happening in dormitories is, we've seen now that their living quarters are not that good. We've seen now that they are able to spread so quickly because they share a lot of common spaces. They are not able to be isolated from each other, and one person gets it, the whole community gets it. Doctors, nurses are right now in the front line, really fighting that ground zero war in this pandemic, in Singapore at least. So this dormitory portion, what I can share with you is two avenues. One side of the game is dormitory renters. A company, if you haven't heard of it, is Centurion. I'll pull out for you to quickly see over. They rent out dorms. And the other side of players are construction companies. Now, very clear cut for me, what I can share with you is the construction players, they are in trouble because dormitories are going to be quarantined for a long period of time. They're not going to see workers come back so quickly. They are always on the razor thin margin. That's my understanding of construction sector. There are few construction companies listed, but not many are in the dormitory space. So if you're investing in a dormitory company, maybe not that bad. You can pass on some of the costs, because government as well as the society is going to impose better living standards moving forward. I think that's almost given. And for example, Centurion, if he improves his dormitories, could he pass his cost to a construction company? Possibly. But for a construction company, big trouble, because that could be increased costs, that could be delay in terms of completion of projects. So that sector is really tough to be invested into. Now moving to a different sector in Singapore's context. If you have been ordering food in, you're not alone, I'm sure. There's a lot of Grab food, Foodpanda, so Deliveroo. So again, everybody is buying in food. That's recommended from government's guidelines. So, but what I can see is over here. Most people are actually ordering Western food. I've went to Collins and there's a big queue. Most people are ordering sweet treats. If you can see over here, bubble tea queue. I mean, that's another story. But nonetheless, millennials who are active online, ordering food online for their parents also, they are really choosing, these comfort foods over luxurious foods. Why do I mention that? If you see over here, I'll put over you see, Jumbo Seafood is someone who's in that luxury food category. Jumbo Seafood actually has restaurants, as we know, they are a listed company. But if we compare that, for example, to Old Chang Kee, if we compare that to KOUFU, you realize that Jumbo Seafood has actually saw quite a steep loss in terms of price. Is that distress enough? You determine for yourself. But nonetheless, moving forward, people are still not going to be actively going to purchase from them high-end food. There's no need to eat lobster at this point of time. More likely than not, people are ordering chicken chop, buying food, Western food back, comfort food. Before I share with you what I found about McDonald's, I'd like to invite you to smash on the like button and also click on subscribe, because we're launching videos every week on financial topics to help you become more financially savvy. Now, McDonald's actually saw a spike in sales during global financial crisis. Look at that, 7.7% increase in sales. Now, people are unemployed, but nonetheless, people still need to eat. That's why that period of time, fast food actually sells a lot better. Fast food actually saw a bigger demand. Maybe it's comfort food. It gives people certain happiness in a difficult period. Now, again, this relates to a lot of points. If you're looking to invest in the right company. If you're looking to start a business as an entrepreneur, you need to know budgets are changed. They are going to be affected at least for a year. That's at least what I can see. So if you want to start a Michelin star restaurant, is it a good idea? Or if you want to start, just a Western food, maybe there's a lot fitting to what it's going to look like in the next one year at least. So again, in my own industry, financial services, I've been seeing a lot of changes. We're doing a lot of advisory online on Zoom. And business volume has actually been steady, or if not slightly increasing, simply because people still need solutions, but also looking for advice and doing it more online without face-to-face contact. Again, how you run your business, how you run your own employment, are you able to transit and actually make certain adjustments is very important. So again, if you are in a different industry, share them. I would like to be hearing more stories on how this COVID-19 pandemic is really affecting your industry and affecting your business. So again, leave the comments below. We'll share this community. Again, if you haven't subscribed, smash subscribe. I'll see you in a future video. Take care and goodbye.